In Athletes Unlimited, the game of volleyball takes on a whole new dimension. The top 4 players become architects, drafting dynamic teams that redefine the sport. And a unique scoring system positions players onto the live leaderboard. Leah Edmond has held her reign for 4 consecutive weeks. But Allie Linehan's relentless pursuit is a serious threat. The finale is approaching with just 2 matches left for each. And we welcome you to Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN, presented by Topps. Beautiful night out in the Arizona desert and an incredible night inside for volleyball. The final weekend of Athletes Unlimited. Leah Edmond's team taking on Morgan Hence's team. Leah Edmond in the title chase to become the champion of this year's race. And good evening, everybody. Sam Gore along with Missy Whittemore. Key Michael also going to join us in a moment. And Missy, I wonder if Craig Skinner, whose Kentucky team had a big one over Florida today, is watching this, because 2 of his former legendary players, they're actually in the chase against each other to win the championship. Leah Edmond and Linehan.
Linehan. It's a cat fight as the 2 former Kentucky teammates are battling it out atop of the leaderboard. However, in the first match tonight, Linehan earned only 40 win points. So it feels like our golden captain has a golden opportunity to widen the gap. Her experience has paid off in consistency, scoring over 700 every weekend so far this season, already 251 points on Friday night. Leah Edmond's play this season has exuded confidence. She has been a player on a mission. Her attack has been absolutely power-packed. She is averaging over 5 kills per set, and the big difference in her game from a season ago is that she has made a 50-point jump in efficiency. Across the net, it'll be Morgan Hintz and her defense that Leah Edmond has to contend with, and it will be a handful. Hintz is last year's Defensive Player of the Year and has made a solid case to repeat. She's the only player in the league with over 5 digs per set. She is an absolute highlight reel. And in fact, she was a SportsCenter top 10 highlight after Friday night. Watch her lay out in the back row with one of her signature saves. Not only does she get the dig, but it lands across the court for a kill as well. Double up the points for Captain Morgan Hintz. She has the ability to anticipate the game in a way that just sets her apart. Also, as a 4-week captain this year, it's been really fun to watch her build teams that are so defensive-minded.
Well, let's bring in the 3rd member of our team, Key Michael.
Well, I'm just excited to reveal this all-position team. A huge honor to be voted on by players and facilitators. It's got a setter, it's got a libero, it's got 1 opposite, and of course 2 outside hitters and 2 middles. But the players I want you to keep an eye on, Claire Chaussee. She was picked up #1 in the draft 3 weeks in a row, got knocked out by Betty, who came back this week, not as a captain. Morgan Hintz in the running for Defensive Player of the Year repeat. And of course, also, cannot forget Leah Edmond, 5th week as a captain and in the running for that medal. So those are my players for you to keep an eye out on that team.
And again, it will all come down to tomorrow night to crown the season champion. Last year, Betty De La Cruz won it, and Leah Edmond and Allie Linehan. I still can't get used to calling her Linehan instead of Allie Stumler, who she was when she played for Kentucky. And no disrespect to her husband.
No, I actually talked to Allie about that and told her how difficult it had been to make the change, and she said she totally understands.
We're underway. That's Leah Edmond's first swing of the match. Play 3 sets to 25, and there is a cumulative score kept as well throughout this competition. Players getting points for individual stats as well as team stats. The libero Kendall White puts it up for Collazo. There's Morgan Hintz, set dig. Going to see a lot of her tonight. Presley hits into the block, and she's stuffed by Fanning.
If this is any indicator as to what we are going to see this evening, this is going to be some good volleyball. What a great start. Natalia Valentin Anderson will serve it again for Team Edmond. And talking about high picks in the draft, for the 3rd consecutive week, Leah Edmond has taken Natalia Valentin Anderson first in the draft. That's how important it is to her to have that good rhythm with her setter.
She was MVP 1 on Friday. Team Edmond winning their match by just a single point. And Edmond missing on that swing. Point for Team Hintz. And we welcome in Brooke Nunaviller, who had a fantastic match in the first match of the night. Congratulations tonight, Brooke. And I just want to know how you got your team together after Friday's performance.
Yeah, I think we came out a little flat on Friday. I mean, I picked these girls because I think they're really, really talented, and I was really happy with the players I was able to get. I think we gelled a little better. We were a lot cleaner, made a little bit less errors. I think our passing was great. I just think we played the game really, really well.
Brooke, talk about, you mentioned that you felt good about the players you were able to get. I think that's an understatement. When I saw on paper the draft selections, I was like, how did Brooke possibly manage to get all these players on one team? And yet, talk about as a player in AAU, how there is an element of finding a cohesiveness and a chemistry that might take a set or two. And I feel like that was the case for you guys on Friday night.
Yeah, for sure. I think on my entire roster, there was only 2 girls that I had a chance to play with in the previous 4 weeks. I know that, for example, like Sydney Hilly and Betty De La Cruz had not played together. So they were finding that connection. And I mean, you saw it tonight, like Betty's so good and she crushed it. But there's definitely those little like tweaks that you need to make. And so sometimes you see Friday matches are not quite as clean, but we picked it up and I thought we just played fantastic tonight.
Yeah, you certainly have a lot of new pieces. But Brooke, I've noticed this is your 3rd week with Betty, who you just alluded to, and you're getting to play alongside a legend opposite her on the left pin. What have you taken away from this experience in terms of what you've learned from her?
I learned so much from her, and I ask her an infinite amount of questions, and she's so helpful to me just as that experienced vet. I mean, she's just such a smart volleyball player. She knows the game so well. I'm always asking her questions on blocking, even in practice. Like, we'll be doing hitting lines with no block, and she'll be like, Brooke, that ball's going to get blocked. I'm like, you're right, Betty. Why am I practicing a ball that's going to get blocked? So, I mean, she's just giving me feedback that's so helpful for me. I think we're a really great combo on the court. She's definitely a bigger power hitter. I'm more of a chippy ball control girl that, you know, maybe can get power sometimes, but I just love playing next to her, and I think we found our rhythm for sure after 3 weeks.
Well, Brooke, finally, what makes this league so unique is that the players actually have control over their rosters from week to week. So what's it been like sort of being a GM drafting your own players? How's that process for you?
I mean, I was really excited to have the first pick and for Betty to be on the board. So, I mean, that was the #1 thing that really excited me. But also, I just think being able to pick your own team, you kind of know the chemistry with each of the players that you're drafting and you know the different skills that they can bring to the table. So it's just been really exciting.
Brooke, being from Arizona, what an opportunity to return home, play professional volleyball here in the United States. How would you kind of sum up this experience?
I've been telling everyone in college I would never have expected that I would be, you know, in Arizona playing professional volleyball, making money for 5 weeks, and now being able to play in Omaha later in the year. So it's really a dream come true, and I think no other players have gotten these opportunities to play year-round professional volleyball in the States, so it's an incredible opportunity.
Well, Brooke, I said in the last match that you're one of those players that if your life is on the line, you want her playing for it. I love how ferocious you are on the court and how nice you are off the court. Congratulations and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.
Brooke Nunaviller, she was MVP 1 in the first match earlier tonight and now back out to action as you've been watching Team Edmond leading this opening set. We've already seen some spectacular defensive plays in the first 8 points of this match. Brown off the slide, crushes it out of the middle.
Kaz Brown is a player who fits perfectly with Leah Edmond. No surprise, another Kentucky Wildcat on the floor. 2 former teammates together again, but they just have this similar mindset. And I think Natalia Valentin-Anderson as well fits into their mold. This is a pretty ferocious team that Leah Edmond has put together.
You know, you bring up an interesting point, Missy, because in other sports, you know what schools produce a lot of pros, but we haven't had a lot of pro volleyball in the U.S., so it's been fun for me to see which college teams have the most pros in Athletes Unlimited, and Kentucky is one of those programs that is well represented.
The Oregon Ducks as well. Brooke Nunaviller, one of them.
Chaussee, former Louisville Cardinal, now attacking and tools the block for the kill for Team Hintz.
And as Key pointed out, Claire Chaussee, a member of the all-position team at the outside hitter position that was announced earlier today, and obviously no surprise as she has been taken quickly in the draft each week.
Yassiana Presley with the ace. And if you are new to Athletes Unlimited, I hope you'll come back next season and stick around for tomorrow night. But basically, we've had 44 world-class athletes on 4 teams each week. The top 4 point leaders are weekly team captains. New teams are drafted every Tuesday. Nice dig by Hintz. Presley, back row, hits the net. Point Team Edmond. So how do they score points, you may ask? Well, everyone gets 40 points for each set win, 60 points if your team wins the overall match, which is determined by the aggregate score of all 3 sets. And then for individual stats, different amount of points for every type of shot. A kill, for example, gives you 12 points, but hitting errors take away from your total. And that is good. That is perfect by Vanderweide.
Lindsay Vanderweider, another Oregon Duck here at Athletes Unlimited, is having herself a weekend, coming off of a 12-kill match on Friday night. She was absolutely incredible and playing her best when Team Edmond certainly needs her, as Leah trying to close out the season atop the leaderboard.
Yeah, 3 MVPs are named after each match. She was MVP 3. Another crush by Chaussee.
Just a little too much space in the seam there for Chaussee, and she likes the fast set. That's why, with the quick arm, she's able to sneak it through before the block is well established.
Emma Willis, who played at Denver, serving. Off the side, Brown. She has been unstoppable so far in this opening set, and Team Edmond leads by 4.
I think Kaz Brown is just a great story because she came to Athletes Unlimited new this season and sort of had to wait her turn. Was not a starter in the very first match of the season, had to prove herself, earn time on the floor, and now she has proved to be a middle to reckon with.
Yeah, not a lot of players drafted out of college. You really have to come out here and try to earn a spot if you're not drafted. Chaussee with the off speed. Done a little bit of everything already here in this first set. There, Chaussee was the co-outside hitter on that all-position team with Leah Edmond, who's on the other side of the net. There's Edmond, and Edmond puts on some individual points and gives her team the point as they extend the lead to 4.
Great job by Team Edmond handling some service pressure. Simone Abbott is a player that's got some pace on her jump serve, and Kendall White handles it beautifully, which creates a nice look for Leah Edmond.
Chaussee. Free ball here for Team Hintz. The block by Leah Edmond.
A dig for Kaz Brown, the middle blocker. I love to point out that middle blocker defense. She gets a dig.
There you go.
Extends the rally, and then it is Leah Edmond. There's the dig. It's over the net by Kaz Brown, but that's okay. Hey, she keeps her team in it, and Leah Edmond finishes it off with the defense.
Brown's second all-time blocker in Kentucky history. Also had over 1,000 kills.
I think, Sam, worth noting, if you've been watching AU this season, this Team Hintz is a team that has some different looks. We've seen Simone Abbott swinging from the outside. We see that jump serve she brings. She's a player we haven't seen a lot of over the course of the season. Also, Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot, for the first time, was the top setter chosen on her team this week. So she's getting the start for the first time. A left-handed setter, you see her there. She has the ability to be offensive, and it pays off as she often can create one-on-one opportunities. That was a really nice push to the outside to Yassiana Presley.
Well, just as a fan, Missy, I love seeing teams with undersized outsides that can jump out of the gym. And I think Team Hintz is a little bit of that.
Absolutely. Yassiana Presley opposite Claire Chaussee. Not the biggest players in the gym, but maybe the scariest.
Edmond terminates.
Leah Edmond just drills it off the block. This is a Team Edmond on paper that initially when I saw the rosters, I thought to myself, does this team have enough offense? You know, you look at it on Tuesday afternoon when their draft is completed, and you thought, does this team have enough offense? But boy, they do. Between Kaz Brown and the way Vanderweide is playing, and really Leah Edmond provides enough offense for 2 players, to be quite honest with you. But this team has proven to be pretty special.
Hintz with the dig. Presley over the block. Edmond's calling for it. White gets it to her. Oh, one-arm stab by Presley to keep that rally alive. Brown, Edmond. Palazzo. Just don't hit it at Morgan Hintz. Edmond terminates. One of the few times Hintz can't dig it.
Tell you what, the people who were at Athletes Unlimited a season ago, players, facilitators, all those involved, have just raved about the difference in Leah Edmond. And yes, it has to do with efficiency, but it has a lot to do with the power behind the punch. Leah Edmond has really turned up her training in the offseason. Obviously, with the ability to play professional volleyball in the States year-round now, it has her full attention. She is looking forward to continuing her professional career after this Athletes Unlimited season. Her dad works in the strength department for the football team at the University of Kentucky. She was doing early morning football workouts, by the way. And when you see her take a rip at the ball, you can tell it's paid off.
Well, the thing that I've noticed in Leah Edmond is her leadership. She is so much more of a vocal leader now. She's been a captain the entire season. Blocked this time, though, by Bastianelli.
Bastianelli, one of the best blockers in the league. You see perfect execution as she drops that left hand, takes away the angle swing.
Bastianelli also has a black belt in karate. Edmond terminates, and that is one of the areas she's drastically improved season to season is her hitting efficiency.
Yeah, it's just a dramatic improvement. If you look at last season hitting 260, which is respectable, but to be over 300 on the season this year, to me, that's the difference maker for Leah Edmond.
Timeout on the floor. Team Edmond leading 15-10 in this opening set as Edmond chases a title. Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN is sponsored by Tops and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact.
You can't be a champion, especially in our sport, without 5 other girls being on your team. And 5 other people and 3 or 4 people on the bench. You can't do it by yourself. We have 44 girls here who are incredible. We have Olympians here. We have some of the best volleyball players to ever come out of their country. And I think it would be a huge honor to just be able to make it that far. And I think it shows the teams I was able to put together, because I think you can't win this whole league without your team. And so I think it's not only an award for me, but for all the teams that I got to put together, because we had to win together in order to get to the point. So it definitely won't be, even though it's a singular medal, it definitely won't be single to me. It'll definitely be for every person that I got to play with this year that put me in that position to be able to do that.
Welcome back to Athletes Unlimited. Team Edmond is winning 15-10 over Team Hintz, and I found someone special in the crowd who might be cheering on Team Edmond. Lori, Leah's mom, you told me that she got into volleyball in kind of an unexpected way.
Yes, she did. My husband was the strength and conditioning coach at University of Arizona, and I was a academic counselor there as well for the football team. And Leah would come to work with me, and over the summer one year, Coach Rubio just said, hey, Corey, why don't you let Leah come play around in the gym with us, during volleyball camp? And I was like, volleyball? are you sure? You know, that wasn't something that was on our radar for her to play, but she went and she enjoyed it, and she used to go every year. So every year she went to volleyball camp and then just fell in love with it. So thanks to Coach Rubio, here we are.
And you told me that when she found out that he was going to be one of the facilitators, she almost cried. She was so excited.
She almost cried. She was like, Mom, guess what? She was like, guess who one of the facilitators is going to be? And I was like, who? And she was like, Coach Rubio. And she was so excited. She almost cried on the phone. So she was so excited. And then for him to be her facilitator the first week of, you know, the league was just awesome. Yeah.
Well, I know that she is a teacher off court, let's say, and sometimes you're a teacher as well, and sometimes you call her, you told me, and pretend that she's one of the parents of the kids to get them in trouble.
So some of the kids know her, and sometimes I will FaceTime her, and she will tell them, like, what are you supposed to be doing? And their eyes will get so big, and they'll listen to her, and they will do exactly what she said. So, yeah, over FaceTime or over the phone, I'm like, I'm talking to Miss Leah. And they're like, okay. Yeah, so it helps them do the right thing.
I was going to say, those eyes, I think everybody on court knows those eyes exactly that you're talking about. But you told me she transforms a little bit when she's on court. She's not the same player when she's playing volleyball as when she's off court.
No, when she gets on the court and the way she hits that ball, it's like, is that my little girl? And yeah, so yeah, she does. She transforms when she gets on the court. It's a whole different mindset, you know, that she has once she gets on the court. When she gets off the court, then she's my little girl again.
Well, your little girl is crushing it, and she's in the running for a medal, so fingers crossed for her. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Such a good visit with Laurie. I remember when she and her husband would be at those Kentucky matches. She hasn't aged a day, by the way.
Oh, my
Laurie.
goodness. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Key.
But Leah is an elite athlete. There are certain players in all sports that when you see them, you don't know they're a professional athlete. Leah Edmond is not one of those. And we are honored now to be joined by Jamie Davis, CEO of USA Volleyball, who is sliding in to our chair chat. And thanks for being here with us tonight, Jamie.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be out here and watching this live.
You know, it's interesting because USA Volleyball not only manages the elite level of volleyball, you're really a grassroots organization, aren't you? You guys go all the way down to the club level and below, don't you?
Absolutely. We have our members that started under the age of 10, and we go all the way up through the grassroots. We then have what we call the National Team Development Program, where we start at age, say, 13, 14, identifying players that we think, hey, you're a little bit better than the average, and we start bringing you into our pipeline, going up through that program. At some point, then we start having teams that we call our underage teams, so representing us in the world stage, wearing Team USA for the first time at U17, U19, U21, and then ultimately, as you mentioned, the Olympians.
Jamie, you talk about identifying that talent as young as age 13. And to now have professional volleyball being played in the United States at such a high level, we've already seen this sport explode in terms of popularity. But to have this for these young players to look to and to continue to grow, I feel like the sky is the limit now for this sport.
Absolutely. I think it's just so exciting that we have this professional volleyball here now in the United States. These kids like to come, and it's very hard for them to watch because most of our players have always had to play internationally, and a lot of that wasn't really broadcast here in the U.S., but now with things like Athletes Unlimited, they're getting to see their mentors, their idols, and people that they want to emulate right here in the U.S. They can see them on TV, on ESPN. They can see them here live in the arena and everything else. It's just real exciting, and I think is part of the reason this sport has so much momentum. I mean, it's the #1 participatory sport for girls in high school and in college, and it's the fastest growing sport right now in high school for boys. So the sport's just exploding.
You speak about momentum, and as we approach an Olympic year, so many eyes on this sport at all levels, collegiate, now professional. It's like this is an appetizer for what is to come in the Olympic year, and we are all looking forward to it. I'm sure that you have high expectations as well.
Absolutely. So everyone always thinks about next year, the Olympic year, right? But 2023 is actually as stressful a year for us because that's the year we actually have to qualify. Everyone believes, oh, you're the United States. Of course you're going to be playing in the Olympics. People don't realize that for indoor, there's only 12 teams in the world that play for men and 12 teams in the world that play for the women, right? So it's a tough qualification process. Very fortunately, the last 6 weeks or so, our women qualified in Poland. They won their qualification to get their ticket. And then right after that, about 2 weeks later, the men went to Tokyo and got there. So really exciting.
Jamie, since you do go all the way down to the grassroots level, were you able to quantify what that gold medal did for your women's team all the way down to participation levels?
You know, our participation levels, it's really interesting that you say that because it's a little hard to quantify because that was also happening with the whole goofiness of COVID going on, right? So we had actually had a dip in our membership. We had grown in our membership every single year up till COVID. We took a dip during COVID as everything shut down, as you can imagine, right? We came out of that, and our membership year goes September 1 to August 31st. So as soon as we came out of that, winning the Olympics in 2021, the season that followed that, which ended in August of 2022, was our highest ever, even eclipsing everything that happened in prior to COVID. What was really exciting, though, is this last season, which just ended on August 31st, 2023, was up 10% over that 2022 record number, which is just incredible. We hadn't grown that percentage since 1998. It was the largest growth percentage we've had in 25 years.
Well, Jamie, we're honored to have you here. I always love it when I see USA Volleyball in the house. I know Aaron Virtue was at Cart sent his entire assistant coaches out to all the 4 NCAA regionals last year. I got to spend time with Aaron Virtue, and it means so much to these players when USA Volleyball shows up and you don't have to be here. So well done. Thank you.
Thank you, and this is just so exciting, and I'm just so honored to be able to be here and be part of it.
Jamie Davis, CEO of USA Volleyball, as we are getting close to wrapping up this opening set. And it has been all Team Edmond as Leah Edmond is trying to chase down the championship as an individual tomorrow night. Her team up 22-15. Edmond having a good set statistically as well. Chassé looking for the touch, not going to get it. She went high hands and there were no hands. So point Team Edmond. Again, Leah Edmond leading the leaderboard over former Kentucky Wildcat Allie Stumler-Linehan.
Sam, remember, Allie Linehan only earned 41 points in the entire first match tonight. It looks like Edmond is about to match that with a win here in set 1 and could be on her way to many more with several sets left to be played, and of course the aggregate points hanging out there over the course of the night as well. And her stat points are looking quite strong early in this one.
Well, she is taking matters into her own hands. She is asking for the ball, demonstrating all those leadership qualities that's made her a captain every week this season. Set point Team Edmond. Chassé, dug by Brown again. Brown's a digging machine in the middle. And Edmond, that'll work.
Another kill, make it 5 for Leah Edmond. She is the team leader by 1, though, because they are doing a great job behind the setting of Natalia Valentin-Anderson of running it across the net, keeping Morgan Hince's defense absolutely on the run.
A fast start for Team Edmond as they win the set 25-15, led by their captain, Leah Edmond.
This is what we've always dreamed of. A place to compete, where we're seen and heard.
This moment right here, can nobody take this from me?
A platform to be unapologetically ourselves and celebrated for it.
We are the future.
The space to be loud, where we are resilient, ruthless, radiant. Athletes Unlimited defies all expectations. And only we know the determination it takes to get here. This is where champions are forged. No more asking, explaining, or justifying what we do. Get ready, because this is our moment.
Well, it is an exciting time of year. Basketball is starting Monday. Huge women's game between Notre Dame and South Carolina. It starts at 1 Eastern. Well, why does it start so early? Well, they're in Paris. That's why. And that's why this game is such a big deal. It is the first ever NCAA men's or women's game in Paris. Notre Dame and South Carolina coming your way Monday at 1 Eastern on ESPN. Back here in Arizona, Team Edmond winning the first set 25-15, and they dominated.
Yeah, this is a team who, much like Team Linehan, returns 6 players from a week ago. So finding chemistry early has not been an issue for this team, and they just absolutely are lighting it up.
For every ace during this year's Athletes Unlimited volleyball season, Aspiration will plant 10 trees. Heading into this week, 1,260 trees have been committed thanks to Aspiration's support. And now we bring in the third member of our team, Key Michael.
Well, Leah Edmond's been a captain for 5 straight weeks. We know that, but she is now just 2 kills shy of a 500 career kill best. Only other player to do that was Betty. She's also had 9 wins as a captain. That's the best of any captain this season. Her 10th win, and she'd be the second player in history to do it. Again, right behind Betty. But why has she been so dominant? We know on court her stats are phenomenal. She's been working out like a football player in the offseason. She's been preventing that 5th-week injury curse. But I asked her about it. She said, I'm just taking it one day at a time. There's a lot of anxiety having yet to finish this AU season. I can't help but look at the leaderboard. It's been on the broadcast and up in the stadium every day, but I'm a teacher with an analytical brain. Of course, I'm doing the calculations for this last weekend, but when I'm on court, I'm not going to think about it. I asked her, who's going to be the first person you text? She said, I would say my mom, but she'll be here, so I'm going to go find her.
You know, it's interesting, Missy, that Key said she kept referring to Betty, one name athlete, Betty De La Cruz, who was the champion last year and one of the greatest of all time, just like Serena.
Right.
When anybody says Serena, you know, she has won volleyball. When you say Betty, you just know who she is. But I know we have an audience tonight that may not know volleyball. She is one of the all-time greats, and we saw Betty De La Cruz in the first match tonight.
And Key also just mentioned that Leah Edmond is the only player to have been a captain in all 5 weeks, aside from one other, that being Betty De La Cruz, who accomplished it last season. And guess what? Betty De La Cruz was also the champion last season. So we have Leah Edmond trying to follow suit.
So we'll just call her Betty from now on. Got to get the audience to catch up. Bastianelli with the kill.
Sam, I've noticed over the course of this season here at AU, it's become Leah. Betty versus Leah. Leah, Betty. They are one-name athletes this season.
Chassé with the serve into the net. And we've split the first 2 points of this second set. So again, there is an aggregate score, and everybody on the team that wins a set gets 40 additional points as an individual. So all of the Team Edmond members got 40 points after winning that set. It's 1-1 here in the second.
Gabby Blossomant at the setting position. So this will be her first actual start at the setting position. We've certainly seen her into some sets where she has played some defense or come in for a rotation, but she's got full setting duties here in set 2 for Team Hens right now.
Blossom, 31 in blue, the former setter of Penn State and San Diego, led San Diego to their first ever national semifinal last year. Presley floats through the air and attacks.
As Ali Bastianelli for Team Hens rotates back to serve, we also are seeing Blake Moeller on the floor. We've seen a combination of both her and Emma Ellis playing in that second middle blocker position opposite Ali Bastianelli. So I like the fact that, you know, things aren't going super great, and Morgan Hintz just trying to shuffle the cards here and see if she can create some chemistry and get a little spark.
Now Moeller, number 20 in blue, up at the net, standing in front of Presley, who's number 22. Bastianelli serving. Short serve, Edmond receives it. And out of the middle, Fanning finally can celebrate. For a second there, it looked like it might get dug up.
Shelly Fanning lets it float past her right hand and goes with the left-handed, which is, by the way, not her dominant hand, tip shot into the middle of the court.
Edmond serves. Goes off of Blossom's body. Abbott plays it over. Free ball here for Team Edmond. And they take advantage of it. Genesis Collazo with the crusher on the right side.
A rocket from Genesis Collazo. Notice only one block up, so all the credit there to Natalia Valentin Anderson for creating that situation.
Blossom setting Abbott. She is stuffed by Vanderweide.
Vanderweide is a player who is just quietly crawling her way up the leaderboard with some really big performances here down the road, not just offensively, but how about the solid left side blocking?
5-2, Team Edmond leading. They won the first set. Vanderweide. Free ball for Team Edmond. Hence goes back over to Abbott. Chassé with the dig in the back row, and then put away by number 20, Blake Moeller.
Nice connection there by Gabby Blossom, Blake Moeller. 2 new insertions into the lineup here for Team Hintz. Hungry for playing time, and it equals success. But you saw the leaderboard pop into your screen there moments ago, and we were alluding to the play of Lindsay Vanderweide, who is now in 9th place on that board.
Again, the champion will be crowned at the conclusion of play tomorrow night. Right now it is Leah Edmond in the driver's seat ahead of Allie Linehan, who played in the first match tonight. All 4 teams will be back tomorrow night, however, service error by Fanning. And Yasi Presley back to serve. Yassiana Presley, the former Baylor Bear, who just took it to another level in Waco.
National Player of the Year during her time in the Baylor uniform.
How about Kaz Brown? She's been so impactful tonight.
It's interesting how when you have some consistency and some chemistry, which I think this Edmond team has with the core of players being back for the 2nd week in a row, players really start to blossom. They start to elevate their game. They start to look really comfortable. I think that's what we're seeing from Vanderweide and Kaz Brown.
Blossom. Off the slide goes Moeller. Moeller missed on the attack. And another serve for Genesis Collazo on the Puerto Rican national team. Been playing professionally since 2009. Blossom puts up the set to Chassé, and Chassé, that is more than likely going to be a kill every time.
High flat swing right off the top of the blocker's hands. And you got to have that shot if you're going to play outside hitter in this league, because you're going to be facing the likes of Kaz Brown, who actually leads this lead in solo stuffs coming into this weekend.
Chassé is just such an elite attacker. There she is again.
Taking it over on that first swing, the deflection off the block. And Claire Chassé, rather than taking time to slow down and set it up, just tries to catch Team Edmond's defense before they can get set up. Really nice choice.
Chassé played professionally in Italy last year. So happy to be playing here in the U.S. The dump taken over by Valentina Anderson.
Valentine Anderson has really been elite. And I mentioned earlier, so good that she is the most important piece to Leah Edmond. 3 weeks in a row, taking her first in the draft.
And she was actually MVP 1 after Friday's match. Overpass, Bastianelli couldn't put it away. Chassé will try. Kept alive. Hence to Chassé, blocked. Hence keeps it alive again.
Chaussee 3 swings in a row out of system with blockers waiting on her. That is just so difficult. A little bit surprised the team Hints didn't switch it up and go with a back row attack to Yassiana Presley at one point because Kaz Brown was just camped out on Chaussee. Right now, Morgan Hintz doing a great job of coaching as she's talking things over with Chaussee, maybe giving her some inside scoop and some tips on how to get around that block in those difficult out-of-system situations.
Edmond and Kendall White had an extensive conversation after that last rally as well. Bastianelli wide on the attack. Again, they keep trying to go cross-court and miss.
Maybe just a little low on that set behind to the middles as they've sailed it long a couple times.
So Team Hintz wants to get everybody on the same page. They could take a timeout as Leah Edmond and her team have come out red hot tonight. Kaz Brown, her former teammate at Kentucky, has played outstanding.
Oi, Sá, que saudade de você, saudade de jogar com você. Quanto tempo a gente não joga junto, né? Acho que a última vez foi na 2012, né, pela seleção. E como foi bom passar tantos anos com você na seleção, ganhando muitas coisas, né? E você com esse seu jeitinho quietinha, que ninguém dava nada, mas quando soltava aquelas piadinhas, né, não dava. A gente tinha que rir escondido e era muito bom. Sempre foi muito bom estar com você dentro de quadra, fora de quadra. Você é uma pessoa maravilhosa que eu sinto muita falta no meu dia a dia, viu? Beijos e que você seja muito feliz nessa sua nova fase. Tenho certeza que vai ser. Beijinhos.
Well, speaking of one-name players, a beautiful message from Shayla, the great Brazilian player, congratulating fellow Olympian Sassá on her retirement this weekend. But that's not the only message Shayla has sent her, nor is it the first retirement by Sassá after playing pro since 2007. Olympics, 2 Olympics, including a gold medal in 2008. She was ready to be done last season. Shayla said, hang on a sec, not just yet. You have to go try out Athletes Unlimited. I spoke to Sassá before the match, said, how are you feeling about retiring? She said, I've been doing this for over 25 years. I'm old, my body is tired. But I said, well, are you happy that you came? She said, yes, muy contenta.
How many languages do you speak, Key?
I actually speak 5, but Portuguese is not one of them, ironically.
Well, for not speaking a language, you did a very good job with that.
So. I actually just read the subtitles, but thank you.
I will say, I don't know if Key is including in her languages volleyball-ese, because she has done a couple really nice whiteboard segments filling us in on volleyball language as well.
Jargon 101 class has been in session.
Key, what 5 languages do you speak?
I'm counting English, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure, it's
Australian,
language.
British, American, no, I'm just kidding. German, French, Italian, and a couple of words of Spanish.
You should have seen Missy's reaction when you started with those 2.
Australian, water.
Yeah, good job. Thanks, Key.
Thanks, guys.
Key Michael, 3rd member of our team. Point for Team Hintz. They played a little better coming out of that timeout, but still down a set, and 5 points is the deficit they face here in set number 2.
A chassé kill from the right side as they leave her over there on that right antenna and serve receive. And she had a tendency when she swings from the right side, rather than loading outside the court, she loads from inside the court. I think it makes it a little easier for her to receive that set behind. It's a different look for the defense as well.
Leah Edmond going to try one more time. Hintz saves it. No surprise there. Fanning with a nice block. Chassé out of the back row. She's got to go over. White sends it. And Bastianelli with the hammer.
Team Hintz looking to find a little rhythm here. This is a team who got one set win last night against Linehan, and it was in the second set that they were able to find a little rhythm and get things going.
It was such a good timeout earlier when they felt like they were getting out of sorts. It's a player-led league, and so fun to watch these players manage their own teams. Presley, and Presley terminates. There was a net violation, though, on Team Edmond, but that is just, it's so fun to watch her fly. And she doesn't jump, she flies.
Yeah, and those beautiful still hands of Gabby Blossom that were just a key part of San Diego's run a season ago as she delivers a perfect ball to the outside to Yassiana Presley.
Edmond mistimed that, a little disappointed, even had a look on her face like, I wanted that one again. She'll have another chance. A nice play by Vander Weide. She's been impactful, MVP 3 on Friday, and a good start tonight.
Nadi with that throw over on the second ball. And I tell you what, it is hard to find an off-speed to the floor against Morgan Hintz. If there's anyone that can do it, it's Natalia Valentin Anderson.
Leah Edmond tying the shoe. Kayla Banworth, the facilitator for this team, asking if she was okay. When she missed on that attack, she came down, looked a little frustrated. Just glad she wasn't hurt.
Yeah, me too.
And White serves down the line to Presley. Presley going to attack now. White with a nice up. And Abbott terminates from the right side.
Hintz with options there on second contact as she steps into that secondary setting role. She could have gone back to Yassiana Presley, who took the first swing in this rally, and a beauty it was. The ball saved by Kendall White. Options here for Hintz. She chooses to go to Simone Abbott as they split the net and try to split the blockers.
Hintz out of the match right now. And Fanning takes advantage of that in the middle. And now Hintz will come back in.
Fanning really chipping in with some nice contributions here for Team Edmond tonight. We've seen a combination of Fanning and Karis Watson in that second middle blocker position opposite Kaz Brown. Interesting here in week 5, some of these teams really tapping into their depth.
Oh, nice up by White to keep this rally alive. Blossom setting Abbott. Leah Edmond with the dig. Vander Weide looking for a touch, not going to get the call.
And I already see a challenge coming from Captain Edmond.
Challenge coming as everybody on Team Edmond was screaming touch after that attack. Each team gets 2 challenges per set. Here's what they're challenging. Was there a touch? Officials said no initially.
Blake Moeller diving into the seam there. And she may have actually missed the touch because when she lands, watch, she's really diving into the seam, leaning to her right towards Simone Abbott. And it may have been her kind of late move and lean into the seam that keeps her clear of that ball.
Oh, you don't see a touch on the fingers there?
I'm looking. I feel like you see one. Yes,
yeah,
you did. Yep,
Moeller
right.
got a piece of it.
You're right.
So the call is reversed.
Maybe too much dive into the seam.
You're right. She did dive in and just caught the outside edge of her hand. And that was one that obviously Team Edmond heard it.
Yeah, exactly.
So good challenge. They get the 5-point lead. Short serve by Edmond. Hintz keeps telling everybody short. When Edmond's getting ready to serve, they know what's coming, but Edmond remains on the service line.
We've seen some misses for Team Hints on the setter middle connection, but no real surprise. As I said, Gabby Blossom new into the match, Blake Moeller new into the match, and that is certainly a connection that takes time to establish.
Presley. Well, when you need a kill, that's where you go.
That is something that has not taken time to establish. The connection between Gabby Blossom and Yassiana Presley has been on point. Really good pass here from Simone Abbott. It's another thing I like about Team Hens. They've used Simone Abbott in that opposite position and yet used her as a passer, which has freed Yassiana Presley up to think about passing. Another thing Simone Abbott does in that opposite position is serve, and she does it quite well. 10 more trees for Simone Abbott.
That is a wicked serve. There is so much movement on this ball. Not only is it coming over the net hard, but it is a lot of spin on it. And they get her off the service line quickly, Fanning with the kill. Let's go back to the ace.
Yeah, not only is there top spin, but look at it just diving into right back. Kendall White responds with a perfect pass on the next one, and that is a quick connection down the middle for Team Edmond. You know, Kendall White is a player who I feel like has improved week by week over the course of the AU season. She's playing some good volleyball right now.
Kendall in the white jersey for Team Edmond. She just went off the floor. She's on the sideline now. Terminating is Van der Weide. Van der Weide was an incredible player at Oregon and also a talented musician, plays the piano and the saxophone. I mean, you got to keep yourself entertained when you're traveling the world playing volleyball, right?
Exactly.
Van der Weide attacks. Nice dig by Hintz. Overpass. Presley.
Oh, my.
Wow. She could not have walked it over there any better. And we're honored now to have Nia Reed step into the chair chat. And
Good job.
hey, Nia. So
Hi, guys.
How much fun has this season been for you?
Oh, this season has been extremely fun for me. It's my first time with AU, and the girls are amazing. I'm usually on a team where I, dislike one person, but here all 43 girls are amazing. I've been really enjoying my time here.
Wait a minute, Nia. There's not one person you dislike here. Come on.
No, and it's surprising, too. I told my boyfriend, I said, if we get married, we have 43 more guests.
Oh, so sweet.
That's awesome. Nia, you are looking sharp in the gold and black
Thank
this week,
you.
I have to say. So to be on a team with Leah Edmond, who is in a chase for the title, does it make the weekend just feel a little bigger?
Yeah, so it's actually my first time wearing gold, and I feel like it's kind of good luck, like on the road to gold. Obviously, I'm on Leah Edmonds' team. She's been killing it. She's a rock star. She's first right now. So just to have her leadership and to be a part of this team color this week is amazing.
Can you give us?
I like the gold jerseys too.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of how she leads?
She's just very intentional. She is one of the players on the court who's definitely the alpha female, I would say. And just with her swings, she goes up, she hits hard. She's not afraid to take big risks. And she has very good communication skills on and off the court. She's very communicative. And look, she's killing it right now. I'm just watching this play. She's just a great team leader. Nice, Henny.
All right, Nia. Well, we're going to let you get back to cheering for the team. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations on Team Gold. So, again, when you're on the Team Gold, explain why that's significant, why she brought up it's her first week on the gold team.
Yeah, so the gold captain is at #1 on the leaderboard coming into the weekend. They actually don't get first pick in the draft. If you think about a draft, like the lowest captain gets first pick, and then the draft snakes. So Leah actually had the 4th and 5th pick. And so being in that gold jersey just means you're playing for the leader on the leaderboard, and you get to wear like the really good looking jersey over the course of the weekend.
Off the side, Brown. Edmond getting close to winning this second set. Chaussee tools the block, though, and thanks Gabby Blossom for the assist. We told you about the women's game coming up on Monday. Well, on Tuesday night, men's basketball tipping off. Bruce Pearl and the Auburn Tigers will take on Scott Drew's Baylor Bears out in the Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It's at 9 Eastern on ESPN as college basketball is back.
Sam, you actually just saw the danger of running the slide and not terminating. When you run the slide with the ferocity of, say, a Molly McCage or a Kaz Brown, who we just saw, and you don't terminate and it pulls you well off the court in your momentum after the swing, Kaz could not get back to the middle of the block. She was yelling at Vanderweider to help her, which she did step in, so great communication on her part.
That's a great point, Missy. The slide is not as easy as it looks.
No.
Presley flying out of the back row.
I'll tell you what, I mentioned that Gabby Blossom trying to work through those connection issues with new middles, but she is setting these outsides absolutely perfectly. She is making Yassiana Presley look like a rock star right now.
She never has a kill that you couldn't show on a highlight reel.
Right, so true.
Edmond, speaking of highlight reel. Leah Edmond, Holly McPeace would say she's in beast mode right now.
Oh, yes, I would absolutely agree. More MVP points than anyone on the course of the season.
Overpass cleaned up by Fanning, and a set point for Team Edmond. And by the way, it just snuck up on us. That last kill by Leah Edmond was that 500th kill.
Wow. 501 season.
Team Edmond dominating, and Leah Edmond is their leader. Got her 500th career kill during that set and picks up another 40 points for her and her teammates by winning that set. We'll have one more set, but so far it's been all Team Edmond. 25-15, 25-17. One more set to 25 on the other side of the break. Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN is sponsored by Topps and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact.
I wanna do is win, win, win. All I wanna do is
I want to be the winner of AU this year.
all I wanna do is
Molly McCage is a blocking machine.
Winning this season would mean a lot to me.
Morgan Hintz with the play of the rally.
Chaussee with attitude.
Oh, the set from Sydney Hilly.
Winning would mean the world to me.
wanna do is win, win, win.
Win. The past 2 years, I've been super close.
Leah Edmond explodes on the kill. Betty De La Cruz, are you kidding? Linehan unloads.
It's just that ultimate validation.
It's her world, you're just living in it.
All I wanna do is win, win, win.
And it's all come down to this weekend. We will crown a champion at the end of play tomorrow night. Now let's go into the action with the Air National Guard.
Hey, our shot's open. Let me look. I'll call it. Go, go, go. Yes, let's go. Come on. Great set. Let's go. I think we're doing really good things. I just think we're not being patient enough, like on the block, like what Allie was talking about. Like, I feel like we're seeing the ball pretty well or getting in good spots, but we're just not being strong and like waiting for them to attack. I feel like we're all super early, and that way they're just hitting over us and like side swiping us. So I think like specifically on that, just be a little bit more patient. And then we just got to pass as outsides. I think our energy was good too. It might have been a little bit too high though. So let's get it right there. Yeah.
I love those player-led huddles.
That's what I was going to say, Sam. I mean, this is a league of elites. They have all been the best. And it is a league of professionals who each have really the ability to lead a team both on the court and vocally with what they can add from what they're seeing. It's fun to see these teams mesh together as the cards are shuffled each week.
Well, the magic number is 8. That's what Team Edmond needs to go ahead and secure the overall win tonight. So it is pretty much a given that they're going to win the match. However, for Team Hintz, they can pick up 40 points if each player can, if they win this set. Again, the aggregate score is counted. You get points for that as well as for winning each set. Bastianelli with the block, and it's a good start for Team Hintz as they jump out to a 2-0 lead.
Big celebration over there from Team Hintz, and they've made a change. Notice we've got Yassiana Presley in the front row with Claire Chaussee. They were playing opposite one another, so they've chosen to go Chaussee at the right pin as Team Hintz, Captain Hintz, just shuffles it up again. Deja McClendon on the floor. We got Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot back out there. They are using all the pieces of the puzzle right now.
Well, if you're watching us tonight and you can get out here to Arizona tomorrow, I invite you to go to auprosports.com/tickets. And you can check out the action. Good crowd behind us. Our cameras don't show it just because of the way we're set up here. There's a good crowd here tonight. Fantastic atmosphere. Players do a formal autograph session. White kicks it over.
Wow.
Chaussee, Doug. Here's Edmond. Nice dig by Hintz. And finally, Chaussee ends the point. We saw some incredible defense in that round.
Kendall White with the kick save. Look at this, keeping it alive with the foot. These players are all in. Unfortunately, Team Edmond won't be able to come up with this one. We're gonna get the finish here from Chaussee.
A kick save in volleyball, that's a hockey term.
Yeah.
Ace. More trees being planted.
40 points still available to Team Hintz if they can steal a set here, while Leah Edmond has a opportunity to go for a complete sweep and really set herself apart from Allie Linehan, who only scored 40 win points tonight in the first match.
Collazo terminates. I mean, she just crushed that ball on the right pin.
as Leah Edmond steps back to serve. I correct myself from moments ago, Sam, when I said 500 kills in a season. That is 500 career kills for Leah Edmond at Athletes Unlimited. Only Betty De La Cruz has done that. However, she also reached a milestone tonight of 200 kills in a single season, the 5th player to do that at AU.
Bottom line, she is a kill machine.
Thank you. Yes. I mean, too many numbers to even, so many records, too many numbers, too many accomplishments for us to name. That is how good she has played over the course of this season.
She also, like Betty De La Cruz last year, has been a captain every week this season. McClendon with the serve receive. Chaussee had a lot of time for that attack, and it pays off. 6-2, Team Hintz out in front.
Well, if Team Edmond expected Team Hintz to pack up and go home after the second set, they were misinformed. This team has got new life.
Chaussee serving. Vanderweide blocked. How about Presley?
On the right side, by the way. First time this match, we've seen her over there, and she is not just an offensive weapon, but look at the defense. Like a mighty might over there. As you said earlier, one of the smaller outside hitters in the league, but with the biggest jump.
Nice serve. Goes down as an ace. Leah Edmond, again, a captain every week of the season. Athletes Unlimited also has professional league in lacrosse and basketball, and it is very rare to go through an entire season as a captain. And she and Betty De La Cruz have done it in volleyball.
And only 3 others in any other sport. So as you said, an incredible feat.
Softball hasn't done it. Professional league in softball as well. So we have a timeout in the action. Team Hintz is looking a lot better here in this 3rd set. They have a lot of catching up to do, though, as Team Edmond way out in front. Team Edmond won the first 2 sets down 8-2 here in the 3rd and final set. Leah Edmond trying to chase a championship tomorrow night. College basketball has arrived, however, and we are very excited about this women's game Monday at 1 Eastern on ESPN. 2 legendary programs, Notre Dame and South Carolina, will go at it, but what makes this game unique, they are playing in Paris. It is the first men's or women's game ever to be played in Paris, France. And now let's send it over to the 3rd member of our team, Key Michael.
Well, this might feel a little like deja vu for Team Edmond on Friday. They were absolutely dominant in the first 2 sets against Team Nunavut, but they completely forgot to play. The 3rd ended up being 1 point away from a golden set. They won the overall by just 1 point. It wasn't all bad. Natalia Valentin Anderson became the first player in Athletes Unlimited history to record 1,000 career assists on Friday. And after the match, she told me she was happy with the way they were executing, even when they were not performing at 100%. But losing that 3rd set taught them that any team can be a threat. Any team can start to figure it out. They need to be ready to play as soon as they step on the court, no matter what. But from the looks of it, Team Hintz is ready to remind them.
Kia, you couldn't be more right when you mentioned deja vu. That's exactly how I was feeling. I'm 100% sure that Captain Edmond revisited that experience from Friday night in that most recent timeout. They don't want to repeat that.
8-3. They got the side out right out of the timeout. And Presley tried to go over the block, but missed it wide. So 2 points in a row for Team Edmond. So coming into this set, the magic number was 8. Explain that, Missy.
Once they hit 8, they will have negated Team Hintz's ability to score enough overall points to win the aggregate score. And so that is why that magic number is 8. And, you know, while I feel like that's probably insurmountable for Team Hintz, I certainly have to admit I'd love to see them get 40 set points, you know, to at least walk away with a few win points of their own tonight.
Right now it's Team Hintz up 8-4. McClendon terminates from the left side. The first set we've seen her, and she's impactful right away. Deja McClendon, a member of Athletes Unlimited's Player Executive Committee, has leadership responsibilities as well as player responsibilities. Former Penn State all-time great. Vanderwada pumps it over. White saves it. This is tight. McClendon again. Too many black jerseys in front of her.
Trap set there for McClendon, just nowhere to go. Tight in the block, smothers it as they should.
9-5, Collazo.
It's one of the unique and yet perfect things about Athletes Unlimited that even here in this third set when you're down 0-2, there are win points on the table to be taken, and these athletes fight for them. You know, Team Linehan earlier was able to avoid the sweep and get those 40 win points. Team Hintz would like to do the same.
And what's interesting too is Presley gets that kill, is that the local area has been coming out supporting this league for the entire season. No one's left, so everybody clearly understands how this works. And again, at the end of these matches, these players stick around and do a really nice organized autograph session. Brown, oh, that was an exclamation point.
And a real natty kind of set as Valentine Anderson, she loves to go to the floor and find her middles in those times that you just are not expecting it. Natalia Valentine Anderson will drop low. Look at her falling as she delivers the quick set behind.
McClendon, oh, what a quick swing.
And as I highlight setters, let me point out Taylor Bruns-Tegenrud as well, who just created a one-on-one opportunity with Deja McClendon. That left hand of Taylor Bruns-Tegenrud is dangerous across the front row. You have to think about defending her first.
McClendon back to serve now. Her third season playing for Athletes Unlimited. Edmond blocked. It went out though.
I think we're going to get a challenge.
We may get a challenge, yeah. Moeller, number 20 in blue, saying the ball was in.
It was Natalia Valentine Anderson again, falling to the floor and delivering a really nice set outside to Leah Edmond. Into the block, and the question is, off the block, did this land inbounds or out of bounds? Let's take another look.
Edmond attacks, hit Moeller. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me.
I think it's good.
What's interesting is that Team Edmond, they all turned around and started laughing. So as if to say, yeah, we got away with one.
Yeah, I think that's going to be in.
Yeah, easy call to reverse. And Moeller, number 20 in blue, that went off of her, and she was the first player right away to say, oh no, that was in.
And
Come on.
you better believe she pointed out, not only is it a point for her team, but those are stuff block points for Moeller as well.
So each team gets 2 challenges per set, a successful challenge there for Team Hintz. And they've doubled up the score on Team Edmond, who won 25-15 and 25-17 in the first 2 sets. Brown off the slide, McClendon digs. White keeps it up. Edmond. And Chassé. Chassé goes down the line.
And Kendall White has pulled Team Edmond together, and she has got some strong words. They are ready to turn this third set around. Lots of leaders on this Team Edmond team, and you wonder, how does that work together? There can often be, you know, too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. However, it works for this Team Edmond. Strong personalities that tend to feed off one another, I feel like.
McClendon with the service error, and we go over to Key to give us a little more insight into this third set.
Well, I went over to the blue side because I had to know what's the difference in this set for them. One of those things, they've moved Yassiana to the opposite, and they've got a little bit more cohesion. You know Team Hens is not afraid to make changes. But Simone Abbott said, more specifically, the difference for her is she's seeing more passion, more energy, more energy, more energy. I had to quote her on that.
I think she's exactly right. I've seen some emotion from Yassiana Presley, Key, that I'm just not used to seeing. So I think you're onto something there.
Well, and earlier in the timeout, she was telling her teammates to calm down. So they were too hyped up.
Going to call 4 contacts against Team Hens here. The players arguing that the first contact was a block. Morgan Hens herself coming out to have a discussion with the up official.
Morgan trying to make her case, and Presley's trying to back her up. What do you think, Missy?
I'm going to need to see it again. There's the first contact.
2.
Was that a block at the net by Bastianelli, or are they calling that an actual hit up into the air?
What did you think?
I think they would like for it to be considered a block, but I think realistically she was on her way down and she was just playing it.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's actually Claire Chassé that plays it up there.
Well, the officials agree with you there. I'm not going to change that call. And that's the way you deal with it. Bastianelli with the quick kill right after that. Bastianelli, originally from Michigan, Illinois' career blocks leader.
Is it possible that things could come too easy for Team Edmond? Because here we are, 2 nights that they've played this weekend, and they win sets 1 and 2 so dominantly, and then just aren't able to hold it together in the 3rd set.
Presley tools the block again.
Earlier this season, some of the captains were liking to use her on the right side, and she didn't look extremely comfortable there. That is not the case tonight.
No.
She looks so good over on the right side right now.
You know, it's interesting in this format. You start to see trends in teams and sort of, I guess, mental approaches in how these players navigate the 3 sets. And Team Hens has been on fire here in the 3rd set.
That last set was just telegraphed. It didn't look like Natalia Valentin-Anderson had any other option. Shelly Fanning loading there away from the setter, and Ali Bastianelli was all over it.
Edmond terminates. 17-9. The lead in the aggregate score, Missy. Edmond has a 10-point lead right now. 59-49, so they will not be able to be passed. So they're going to win the match, but again, 40 set points on the line for the team in blue if they can win this set. Edmond.
The last 2 swings from Leah Edmond have had an exclamation point on them. She wants every win point she can possibly get. This is a player who is not just going for a win tonight, but at the top of the leaderboard, she has her eyes set on an individual title.
I loved what her mom said about sometimes she watches her play and she says, that's not my daughter out there.
That was so fun, that conversation with her mom. You can see where Leah, all that personality of hers comes from.
Chassé, also an incredible player to watch. Leah Edmond trying to win the championship as an individual. #1 on the leaderboard. Chassé back row sends it over. Criazzo blocked. Chassé. Been seeing her do that for a lot of years. Used to be in a red jersey.
Yes, exactly. We've talked about the Kentucky Wildcats on Team Edmond. That's a pretty familiar foe across the net. Kentucky and Louisville have a little bit of a thing against each other.
Just a little.
Just a little.
But Chassé's such a good back row attacker. And the wide out rolls it over. She has made quite an impact tonight. As Fanning goes back to serve, former Baylor Bear.
She's got 7 kills now, along with Clayasso and Kaz Brown. So really a very balanced offense. Leah Edmond with 10.
Look at the live leaderboard. McClendon is stuffed. Point Team Edmond. Kaz Brown keeps padding the stats.
Padding her own stats for sure as our stuff block leader coming into the weekend. Will she be able to hold on to that?
Chassé. Free ball here for Team Hintz. Presley gets the kill. And a reminder, every ace during this year's Athletes Unlimited volleyball season, Aspiration has committed to planting 10 trees heading into this week. 1,260 trees have been committed thanks to Aspiration's support. Several trees have been committed tonight. We've had a lot of aces over the last 2 matches. Good serving. Valentine Anderson, Brown off the slide.
Something that Valentine Anderson does so well is mixing up the wide slide with the tight slide of Kaz Brown, and she is very comfortable in both of those situations.
Team Hintz hitting the 20-point mark for the first time tonight. Team Edmond has a large enough lead. They're going to win the overall match when these 3 sets are finished, but Team Hintz still competing for a set win. Edmond kept that alive. Van der Weide.
What a push by Natalia Valentine Anderson. She's way over here off the court in front of us. She just shoves that ball to the outside to Van der Weide, who has enough snap to place it in that deep corner.
Cayazzo getting ready to serve. The arena gets deathly silent when she serves. Oh, that'll bring him up. Moeller.
There it is, Blake Moeller, a late addition to the Athletes Unlimited roster after there was an injury early in the season. So it took her a couple weeks to find her groove, but man, nice to see her contributions here tonight.
And again, this is the final weekend of this season of Athletes Unlimited. Champions will be crowned tomorrow night. Presley serving, a side spin on that serve. Off the slide, Brown missed. And her teammates are saying there may be a touch. Let's say, yeah, we're gonna have a challenge. See if there was a touch.
There was some fun back and forth between Kaz Brown and Blake Moeller there at the net after Blake Moeller's most recent kill. So Kaz Brown really wanted to come back with one of her own. And so she would really, really like for there to be a touch called on this one as these two were exchanging some fun pleasantries.
That was McClendon in front of her, number 18 in blue. I know they're trying to sell the touch, but I didn't see a touch.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. Kaz is pretty high on that. I think she actually went over and out.
Yeah, there's been some good-natured teasing each other in this match. Remember, because the way this league is set up, a lot of players playing against each other were probably playing with each other last week and earlier in the season. So.
Yeah, so, and as they've said, they are all friends. They've called it one big family, so you see a lot of fun teasing at the net.
So I am going to say no touch, but I don't count. So let's see what our decision is going to be here. It's taken a while to review it.
Well, there was a lengthy discussion between Leah and the UP official before they even issued the actual challenge. It's a one-on-one opportunity. So the only player they have to look at here is Deja McClendon. Is there any movement? I don't think so.
It looks like it slides right by the outside of her hand, but the length of this challenge review lends me to think that it's not that clear to the official for some reason, so we'll have to wait and see. Team Hintz up 22-14. They're very close to winning this third set. So this is a big point. And now both teams are teasing each other, talking back and forth. Deja McClendon, the player that's being challenged, she's actually up at the net right now talking to Team Edmond.
And
trying to tell him I did not touch that.
And Natalia Valentin Anderson is always one of the first to jump into the discussion.
Oh, that's fun stuff. While we're looking at the replay, the players are out on the floor chatting each other up. And this is by far the longest challenge we've had tonight.
I don't think there would be any question of out or in. Do you see him? I thought it was definitely out. Whoa, maybe it's closer than I thought on the in line. Maybe that's why this is taking so long.
This challenge is taking about as long as the entire
So
first set.
let's see if we can get a view of the in line. Oh, I think it could have possibly been in. I definitely don't think it was touched, but could it be in? Now we've got a dance challenge going from bench to bench here. You can definitely tell we are in week 5. These players are very comfortable together.
So a call is going to stand.
And the benches are celebrating or booing, depending on what side you're on.
And again, this is all fun. They were having fun with each other during that challenge, just kind of teasing each other. Again, it's these 44 elite players have become a family over the course of this season. And so it's Presley back to serve, 22-14, her team leading this set. Vanderweide, nice up in the back row by Chassé. Edmond pounds it, and she is absolutely roofed by Moeller.
Moeller waiting on it, staying home. They were waiting on that back row attack. They know that Captain Leah Edmond likes to take big swings, and Natalia Valentin Anderson will often find her in those 2-hitter rotations.
A little miscommunication there, and it is set point for Morgan Hence's team as they try to at least get 40 points out of this match. Team Edmond has won the overall match. They'll each be getting 60 additional points, but this is a chance for Team Hentz to get 40 points by winning the set. Presley serves. Brown, not ready to stop playing.
After not getting the touch call she wanted earlier, she leaves in no doubt after that swing. But, you know, to have the turnaround in set 3 for Team Hentz, and we've seen this over the course of the AU season, I think it speaks to the maturity of these players. You know, they never give up, always working to get better.
They're professionals.
They are professionals, absolutely.
Chassé trying to end this set. Edmond got it. 2 kills in a row by the Kentucky Wildcats, Kaz Brown and Leah Edmond. And we're still playing.
Another swing, another kill for our captain in gold.
Lindsay Vanderweide. Moeller underhands it over. 3 kills in a row for Team Edmond.
And from the least expected person on the floor, setter Natalia Valentin Anderson with a big rip of her own. The ball's knocked up into the air here. She could have set it, but to everyone's surprise, goes over in 2.
All 5 feet 6 inches of her. Moeller is blocked.
Our stuff leader on the season, Kaz Brown. Another
Edmond,
one.
They keep saving these set points. 4 straight points for Team Edmond. It remains set point for Team Hentz. Presley. McClendon. Caiazzo has to send it over. Deja McClendon hitting error, another point for Team Edmond. And suddenly it's 24-19.
And what did we say just moments ago about these teams never quitting, how mature they are, chipping away 1 point at a time here in a very good rotation, by the way, for Team Edmond, as they've got 2 Wildcats at the net.
It remains set point for Team Hentz. Overpass, they couldn't do anything with it. Edmond. Chassé keeps it alive. McClendon goes over the block. Pancake by Chiazzo, no. They rule it was down. And it is Team Hintz who wins that set, but the celebration is going to Team Edmond as they won the overall match. Both teams ending the night with something positive.
Yeah, you saw a celebration on both sides of the net because Team Hintz really looking to turn things around there in set 3, create some momentum, steal 40 set points, and they were able to do that. But a huge night for Leah Edmond, because if you go back to match 1, her competition in the run for the championship right now is Allie Linehan, who only scored 40 set win points this evening. Leah Edmond, however, with 140. So that's going to allow her to separate herself.
Well, you and Kevin Barnett are going to have a good time tomorrow night determining the champion. Leah Edmond remains atop the leaderboard. Allie Linehan in second, Brooke Nuneviller third, Hintz fourth, and Betty De La Cruz moving up to 5th tonight after a fantastic outing in our first match. And let's send it over to Key. Key, you have a player?
I do indeed have a player. I have Nati. Fantastic match for you. You ran such a balanced offense. You were getting your middles involved. Of course, you were feeding up Leia, but what are you thinking about when you're in that setting role?
I think my middles today were incredible. They were up before I even had the ball in my hands, so that's easy for me to do. When my middles are active in transition and they're up even before we touch the ball, it's just easy and it's so fun. You know, I like to run a fast offense, and they did a fantastic job tonight.
Were you feeling a little bit of deja vu there in the third set? I talked to you after the last match. You said we have to focus in on the third set. But look what happened.
I know. I mean, I think we were able to keep our composure, and we did struggle at the beginning, but we came back, and it was we ended up playing better. It wasn't like the match on Friday, so we're proud of that because that means the team is growing.
And there was a bit of a dance battle there. In week 5, everyone knows each other so well. How much fun is it to play against your friend?
Oh my God, it's so much fun. Like, having 44 teammates is the best thing ever. We just joke across the net, and yeah, like you say, we are all friends and we love playing here.
Well, it is week 5. There's a medal up for grabs, and it's your captain who is in the leader spot to get it. What are you going to do tomorrow to make sure she gets that gold medal?
I'm going to go out there and give it my whole 100% effort and attitude, and whatever happens, happens. But for sure we'll win.
Awesome. Well, good luck tomorrow. Missy, back to you.
Thank you, Key. Natalia Valentin Anderson has been Leah Edmond's first pick for 3 consecutive weeks. That's how important she is to the rhythm of Leah Edmond's game. And if Natalia Valentin Anderson says she's going to go out there and give it her all, I'd say the odds are good for Leah Edmond, because Natalia Valentin Anderson at her best is pretty darn good. Has her team hitting 340 on the match tonight.
So the final night, tomorrow night, Team Nuneviller and Team Hintz will kick it off on ESPN Plus at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And then the nightcap on 9:30 Eastern Time on ESPNU. Team Linehan against Team Edmond as 1 versus 2, Edmond and Linehan. And we will be crowning our champion out of that. Kevin Barnett will be back tomorrow to join my partner, Missy Whittemore. Good to be alongside Key Michael tonight as well. Big night tomorrow night as we wrap up this season of Athletes Unlimited. So for Missy Whittemore, Key Michael, and our hardworking crew behind the scenes, I'm Sam Gore saying so long. Where once again our final score, Team Edmond wins it 69-57.